Hello and welcome, you're watching The Perspective. It is this parliament that has passed the controversial Citizenship Amendment Bill at the stroke of the midnight yesterday. Tomorrow, it will be a bigger test for the BJP government, whether they will be able to sail through this controversial bill in the Rajya Sabha. According to our sources, the BJP has been able to manage its floor quite well, and the bill is likely to even sail through in the upper house of the parliament. But this bill has caused a huge amount of controversy in the northeastern states. The northeastern states are virtually under a lockdown. There has been reports of huge protests, violences from these northeastern states. And why these northeastern states are protesting is because they believe that this bill is against the very essence of the Assam Accord. This bill does not protect the indigenous rights of these people residing in the northeastern states. Today in the national capital's Jantar Mantar, there was an extension of the protest that was happening, that is still happening in Northeast, and we got to speak to few people from Assam and other northeastern states. We'll listen into what they have to say about this controversial Citizenship Amendment Bill. Listen in.
Northeast is always seen as a second-class citizens in this country. Now, a man standing here told us, hello, you look like Indian citizens. I want to ask that man, what is you look like Indian citizens? We are Indian citizens. And we don't want any justification to give to him, or we don't want any clearance from him that we are Indian citizens. Secondly, it directly harms the indigenous citizens of the state of Northeast. Our culture, our literature, our ecological balance, our demography. What about all those things? It directly affects every single point of the Northeast. It directly affects our culture, language, literature. We won't accept CAP. I want to say to the so-called Modi ji and the Sarbananda Sunwal, the so-called Jatiyotawadi Sarbananda Sunwal who is silently sitting, we won't accept CAP. If you want, there can be second Assam movement, but we won't accept it, and that is my last word, that we won't accept CAP.
See, we are here to protest against the Citizenship Amendment Bill, which is right now passed by the Lok Sabha. And see, there are a lot of issues, a lot of grievances against the bill. But we have basically two concerns. One is, of course, it dilutes the basic character of our constitution. And the second thing is that it is a certain threat to the present lives and livelihood and identity of the people, of the indigenous people of Northeast India. Because this bill, to a certain extent, will legitimize migration and illegal migrants in Northeast India. And as we know, the population of Northeast is not that much. The resources is not that much. And a lot of our communities, our ethnic groups, have very small population. So even a small number of migration will pose a very large threat to the people of Northeast.
I think Citizenship Amendment Bill has to be opposed at several levels. Firstly, it is highly communal. To divide the society based on communal lines is wrong. It's absolutely against the secular fabric of India. Secondly, and most importantly for us, why we are here as Assamese people today, is that Assam will have to bear the brunt of the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It is a direct attack on our indigeneity, on our culture, on our language, which will we as people, the Assamese people, will have to bear the brunt for generations to come, and we are completely against it. We refuse to accept CAP. We will fight against it till the end. We will not accept it, whatever it might be. We will in no way. We will.
There will be a massive civil disobedience. That's the only way to fight draconian laws that are illegitimate. The only way to legitimize is the will of the people. There is no other bigger legitimacy than the will of the people.
Right.
Unless the people are with the bill, it's illegitimate, and the civil disobedience movement is the only way.
Yeah, but some states have been exempted because they have ILP, and some tribal areas also exempted from the bill.
Right.
So what do you think its implication on the other parts of the Northeast?
Well, that's a classic divide and rule policy. So Arunachal, Nagaland and Mizoram has been given the protection under ILP, and the 6 scheduled areas of Assam and Meghalaya has also been given, and Tripura and Manipur, smaller parts of it. That's a classic divide and rule policy that has been there since the British days.
So as we have heard from these protesting students in Delhi, these are mostly northeastern students who are protesting against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. But let us walk through what the new introduced and passed Citizenship Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha. The new provisions in the Citizenship Amendment Bill talks about giving citizenship to all refugees, to all immigrants, illegal immigrants who have migrated into India and belonging to religious identities of Hindus, Jains, Sikh, Christian, Buddhist, and has been persecuted in Islamic states like Bangladesh, in Pakistan and in Afghanistan. So as Home Minister Amit Shah has said that religious persecution has been pertinent in these Islamic states, which is why these religious minorities in these Islamic states have fled away to India to seek refuge. So this bill talks about giving citizenship status essentially to these religious persecuted illegal immigrants into India. But the contentious issue is with the states of Northeast. As you have heard, there has been made provisions of inner line permit in certain states of Northeast. But even then, they say that this is little done by the central government, because what they basically say is that the indigeneity of these communities living in the hills of the northeastern India, which has seen a huge influx of Bangladeshi illegal immigrants into these areas, are essentially feeling a threat that their identity or their indigenous culture, language, their indigenous food habits and all the other essential the cultural, ethnic cultural individuality will be lost in this, because this bill talks about giving citizenship to all illegal immigrants except the Muslims. So, but what was inked decades ago in 1985 in Assam Accord, which led to the NRC, which we saw in Assam, is essentially protecting the indigenous Assamese people in Assam. Assam has always complained about a lot of illegal influx of migrants into the hill state of Assam from Bangladesh, especially those who are religious persecuted, and we have seen a lot of demographical change as well in the state of Assam. So I have my colleague Pratyush joining me here today in Vijay Chowk outside the Parliament, who will walk us through what the essentials and what the basic contention this Citizenship Amendment Bill. Pratyush, help us understand. We have seen an unprecedented protest in Northeast. The government is repeatedly saying that there is nothing to worry. They should mellow down the protest. The protest should stop now because they have given something called the inner light permit. So do you think it'll satisfy these protesters?
See, I have talked to many people in Northeast, especially in Assam and Tripura. So I don't think that people are agreed on these terms of ILP and protection to the 6 scheduled autonomous district areas, because like 70 to 60% of the Assam is not under ILP or any other 6 scheduled clause. So these areas will be affected after the Citizenship Amendment Bill. So now I have seen, I have been keeping a track on the protest in the Northeast against the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and this time I have seen a very different phenomena. Like earlier, it used to be a protest under some organization or under some leadership, but this time I have seen that the protests are very, people are coming on their own. People are protesting in their district headquarters or in their village headquarters, and they are protesting on their own. There is no organization as such, and people are coming out as an Assamese or as an what they call it, the Khilonjia. So and of course the organization like All Assam Students Union, Krisak Mukti Sangram Samiti, Assam Jatiyatavadi Yuva Chhatra Parishad, all these organizations are there in the protest, but they are not in a leading role. But the whole protest is being led by the people. So we don't, right at this moment, we cannot say whether the protest will sustain or it can be broke by the central government. But at this time, there is a massive protest. There is a total shutdown of the Northeast for last 2 days. I think there will be another Bandh call by some organization tomorrow as well. Okay. So it's a burning situation in the Northeast.
So what is the way forward? Because the government, it seems, will not budge down, right? So what is the way ahead? Because the bill is very likely to sail through even in Rajya Sabha tomorrow. Once the bill is sailed through in Rajya Sabha, it will receive the presidential assent, and yes, it will become an act, and become an act, and of course people will get citizenship based.
I talked to some of the ASU leaderships. So ASU and some other organization from Assam had come to Delhi on I think last week, and they talked to the Amit Shah. They had a meeting with Amit Shah, and Amit Shah tried to convince ASU and other organization on the promise that the central government will soon implement the clause 6 of Assam Accord, which says like there will be some protection given to safeguard the Assamese culture and identity. But so far I came to know from these ASU leaders that they said no to this. They said there will be no compromise, and they will protest. And ASU leaders say at that time appeal to the public of Assam openly that we have no other way, or they have no other way but to protest against this bill, because there is no party or regional, even the Assamese, the regional party of Assam Gana Parishad, it also supported the bill at the end of the time.
Absolutely.
Like on the meeting with the Amit Shah on day before with the like on Friday, I guess, I forget. But whatever, like Assam Gana Parishad also agreed on the terms of on this Citizenship Amendment Bill. So people have no any electoral leadership in this protest against the Citizenship Amendment Bill. It cannot be resisted by the people in Parliament because no one has the numbers. I think the NDA already has more than 125 numbers which is needed to pass the bill in Rajya Sabha, and they will pass it. So the leaders of the organizations, non-political organizations, and people are saying we have no other way to protest. That's what the people conveyed to me.
Right.
And there is a huge protest, and we have to see. And like people are expecting also that there will be soon. I think these are the rumors that have been spread in Assam, that people are expecting that the central government will soon shut down their internet. So how they will protest then? So they are planning on it. So
there is essentially a very well planned
by the people, not by any political organization.
Right. It is a movement that you are seeing in Assam is of the people and by the people. The people are essentially, that is what I understand from you, are essentially upset with the bill, and their primary demand is.
I think we will show it here also. People are writing slogans against the citizenship bill with their blood.
Okay.
I think we'll show that video also. So the students are there in protest. The semester examination of 2 universities in Assam, Guwahati and Dibrugarh University, have been postponed, which was supposed to be started on 10th. So it was postponed for later. And then again, all the students from the Assam school and colleges are protesting. Assam government had to issue a notice to the school and college principal saying any students if participate any protest against the citizenship bill, they will be penalized. So the situation is
so the situation is very chaotic in the northeast. In the northeast, even reports of violence have come in from Tripura. There have been virtual lockdown in the states of Manipur and in Nagaland. There has been flag hoisted in Nagaland, a different the Naga movement flag hoisted in Nagaland. There have been reports. I do not know how the central government is going to tackle this protest. Their basic demand is to withdraw the Citizenship Amendment Bill, which is highly unlikely. The government is not going to withdraw the Citizenship Amendment Bill. So it will be important for us to watch out as to how the government reacts and how the protest.
Central government should look into one more fact, like in 1980s, how the Assam movement, it came into the whole political scenario. Like, it can be the similar situation right now also. Like, if government doesn't respond to this whole protest reasonably or logically, if they try to, put force on it, then it will go in some other direction, which will be harmful for the whole country.
Right. So there is in a sense, there is virtually a threat that the union government and perhaps the government of Assam and all the government governments of Northeast must look into, because they cannot forget and they cannot go away from the fact that yes, Assam has witnessed a huge and massive protest even earlier, and it was because to protect their indigenous rights. And we have been speaking to a lot of people. They say they will fight through till they die. They are ready to do everything and anything to stop the Citizenship Amendment Bill from being implemented in this country. So it is a developing story. We will keep a track of this, because there'll be a lot of things happening in Parliament tomorrow as well. We'll keep a close watch on what's happening tomorrow in Parliament. Till then, I thank my colleague Pratyush for joining us in this bulletin of the perspective. Do watch our channel, do like, share, comment, and hit the bell icon and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest updates. Thank you so much for watching the perspective.